Up until now, Sarah Palin has mostly been defined by the left, who despise and, in my opinion, fear her. But soon, her story will be told in her own words in her new book, Going Rogue: An American Life. Sarah's brother, Chuck Jr., said that one of Sarah's strengths is being able to hold her tongue while she's been unfairly attacked. By staying true to her beliefs, things always seem to fall into place for her. Well, he must know what he's talking about, because after all the lies and attacks Sarah Palin's had to endure, a month and a half before her book's release date, it has already risen to the top of Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble's sales rankings. And the initial printing for the book is 1.5 million copies. You go, Sarah. Anyway, since the core of the book publishing world happens to be in the Big Apple, I decided to spend the day hitting the streets asking New Yorkers if they were looking forward to buying Sarah Palin's book. From PJTV, and can I ask you some questions about Sarah Palin?
I don't know that much about her, so I don't know if I will be able to answer some of the questions.
Oh, no, you'll be fine. Okay, I knew she'd be fine, but would I? Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. I not only have faith in Sarah, but I believe she's an important asset to this country. I wasn't quite sure how I would react to hearing all the nasty opinions of Sarah Palin, and I'm sure they'd have. Do you think it'd be something that you would buy?
I would.
I adore her. I can't wait to read her book.
Would you buy the book?
Yeah, why not? What the hell? I like to read.
Whoa, that was easy. At that point, I thought maybe this wasn't going to be so bad after all. Hi, I'm Sonia Schmidt from PJTV. We're talking to people about Sarah Palin's book coming out soon.
I don't know anything about it.
Why is she still out there? Who's gonna buy her? I know who's gonna buy her book, but why waste your money? She adds nothing to the political conversation.
You know her book's coming out soon?
About what?
About herself. It's an autobiography.
I already know what she is.
Okay, now it was starting to get a little tougher. Amazon and Barnes & Noble, it hasn't even been released yet, so somebody's liking her.
Or maybe people are just curious. Maybe they want to see if she can actually spell.
We're talking to people today about Sarah Palin's book coming out. Do you know anything about her? Anything about her book?
But even though if she having a book coming out, it will be fraud, because she was a fraud from the beginning.
She was what?
A fraud from the beginning.
Wait, I'm a little confused. What were we talking about again?
Sarah Palin, yes, the woman that without a passport.
Without a passport?
Well, she didn't get a passport until she was running for office or something. I know she is.
Boy, New York really is a fast-moving town. Somehow we must have gotten on the topic of Barack Obama and it went right past me. Clearly, the direction of the Sarah Palin interview was starting to go down a bad road.
Maybe people are just curious. Maybe they want to see if she can actually spell.
So I decided to hang with the topic of Obama.
I support Obama because I see a sense of justice, basically, and he helping the brother on the street.
And when I asked this guy if he heard that there had been doubt raised about Obama really writing his autobiography, he said,
It's a gray area because I'm not exactly the biggest Obama supporter. You know, I don't think I'd waste my time. I'd rather read the New York Post.
Interestingly enough, that's when things started to remind me of being back home in California, where the tolerant left puts folks on the defensive when they dare to utter anything but pure praise and worship when it comes to Barack Obama. Why do you think people were so taken by him?
You know what? It was time for a change, and sure, he promised a lot of change. I haven't seen much, to be honest with you.
Okay, stop. See his eyes right there? What you can't see is the minute he mentioned Obama, the guy behind me started giving him the don't go there look.
To be honest with you, I really haven't seen much. That's just my opinion, which I'm entitled to.
In California, the guy who started talking about Obama and got busted would catch himself and change the subject or shut the heck up altogether, end of story. But since we were in New York, things started getting really good.
Barney might have better been a change. How's that?
Man, I love this town.
What change do you see? What change have you seen since he's become in office?
But when it comes right down to it, East Coast or West Coast, one thing seems to remain the same. If you oppose Obama, it's because of your underlying racism that you can't seem to shake.
Put yourself in Obama's shoes for 1 second.
You know what, though?
One second. Think about Bush.
Actually, I've put myself in his shoes many times, and I understand what you're saying.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you know, you see, now you're putting words in my mouth.
No.
You don't know me like that.
You gotta be black.
Oh, come on, it's not just a black thing. Give me a break.
It is a black
It's always
thing.
a black thing.
And no matter if you are sympathetic or can relate, or if you attempt to use logic and facts to counter the argument, at the end of the day, none of that matters.
I had choices. Everyone has choices. Every day you wake up, you have choices. I'm making a choice right now.
You're pressed against the, you know something? Waking up and being
Waking
in the
up
ghetto,
is
can
a-
I tell you something?
I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up in Coney Island Projects. What are you talking? What are you talking?
Ghetto.
I grew up in the ghetto projects of
But
Coney
you-
Island. That's ghetto. A hood is a hood, no matter. Would you agree?
Wait a minute.
Can we agree on that? A hood is a hood no matter where you go. Whether it be Harlem or Cornell or the Bronx, a hood is a hood.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit
Let me
where
ask
you
you a
go.
question. The cops go into Bensonhurst where you grew up?
Damn right,
and
they came to my
arrest
house
kids
and
in the
dragged me
corner?
out.
But I digress. Back to Sarah. Most folks never heard of Sarah Palin before she came onto the national scene, yet many act as if they know exactly who she is. Given what I've experienced so far, New Yorkers were no different. Naturally, I found some responses based purely on opinion and feelings.
She was very pushy.
And what did she do?
I don't know. I think she's very pushy.
Sarah Palin.
Not powerful.
Do you like Sarah Palin from what you know?
I don't know that much about her, but I seen her when she debated with the vice president.
Biden? You were impressed with that?
Not really, not with her.
Stupid. Look, I mean, okay, so.
What did she do then?
Well, I think she's a hypocrite. I think she's a person who will look at us and tell us about, family values and, make sure, kids out of wedlock and blah, blah, blah. But yet her daughter is pregnant and she tries to make it seem like, no, this is just my family, but let me tell you about you. It's very hypocritical the way she approaches things, I think.
Love Tina Fey. She got it right.
While other responses were just factually inaccurate or uninformed. What are some of the things that you disagree with her about, like policy-wise?
Well, to be quite honest, I'm not really into politics or whatever, but when I saw the debate, Biden had a lot of things I agree with, and she was just, I didn't really understand her point of views.
I mean, there's one thing I didn't like about her. She went and bought dress maybe for 100,000. Somebody said it's more than that.
One dress?
Yeah, one dress.
And others, well, those were pretty unbelievable, like this exchange.
Excuse me, Sarah Palin, lover or hater?
Love her.
You gonna buy her book? It's coming out soon.
Oh, do I love Sarah Palin? Oh, no, hater. I'm sorry. I thought you said, or I didn't hear.
Lover or hater?
I missed the whole first part of that. XXXX. Sarah Palin, no, makes all of us look really bad.
How so?
Sorry. The hair, the clothes, just her comments, her kind of lack of intelligence.
Her lack of intelligence. Okay, well, maybe I didn't make myself clear, but I thought this was a pretty simple question.
Sarah Palin, lover or hater?
Love her.
You gonna buy her book? It's coming out soon.
Oh, do I love Sarah Palin? Oh, no, hater.
After spending time with this woman, I discovered that she held sophisticated contemporary feminist views. She therefore believed that Sarah Palin was a setback to women like her, today's more enlightened, empowered woman.
And she was such an impressive governor in Alaska. How do you think she got that far if she was that stupid?
No, I think she is quite savvy, but she is not, she's not the kind of intelligence that I identify with.
Because of her ideology, she had an issue with Sarah Palin for these reasons.
The hair, the clothes.
And she believes this to be true about Sarah Palin.
She's just really good with people. She knows how to play the game, and she knows how to use what she's got.
You're almost describing a conniving woman.
Which I found totally ironic for a woman who uses this image on her website to market her band. I found all her female empowered band members interesting too.
I was thinking about the mom thing and how you're shoved into this box and you're marginalized and silenced.
And I need some big ass platforms.
Yeah.
Everybody where I was in the burbs was really pretty heavy into Prozac.
Well, if you can be a woman like them, who needs Sarah Palin as a role model, huh? I mean, Sarah was just the youngest governor in Alaskan history, whose public approval rating was the highest of any governor in the nation, who has a gift for connecting with people, and she believes that motherhood and every life is valuable, as well as believing in serving something higher than herself.
She's not the kind of intelligence that I identify with.
Obviously, the critics of Sarah Palin don't get her, and I don't get them. But there is something I heard today that I completely agree with.
I think she was ready to become vice president. If Obama was ready to become president, she was definitely ready to become vice president.
As well as this.
Personally, I liked her. I really thought she stood for a lot of good qualities. She had a lot of good qualities. Yeah. I'm not a politician. Politics really don't interest me particularly. But you know what? From a guy's point of view, from my point of view anyway, which may not matter much, I think she was treated pretty trashy, really.
Yeah.